Get ready for the action, because Virgil van Dijk has delivered an incredible tribute to the legacy of Mohamed Salah and Andy Robertson. We dive into the incredible 9-season impact these two superstars have had on Liverpool FC, exploring the sheer volume of goals, assists, and trophies they have secured, and what it truly means to say goodbye to this iconic partnership. Being too selfish right before his Anfield swan song. And finally, we confront a serious question about the future of the team. David Lynch casts a damning doubt on Alexis Mac Allister, claiming his physicality has completely vanished, questioning if he can even compete in the Premier League anymore. Don't miss this analysis, and tell us what you think in the comments below. Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk has offered a heartfelt appraisal of Mo Salah and Andy Robertson, calling them once-in-a-lifetime players whose legacy will endure long after their time at Anfield. Van Dijk highlighted that their 9 seasons together, 818 appearances, 271 goals, and 188 assists, were instrumental in propelling the club to the pinnacle of world, European, and English football. Van Dijk emphasized that their contribution extends far beyond trophies and records, stressing the profound personal impact they had on him and the club's numerous successes. He expressed that it is difficult to sum up their significance, stating they meant so much to him personally and to every achievement. Regarding Andy Robertson, Van Dijk praised his complete package: talent, quality, assists, work rate, and exceptional character both on and off the pitch. He noted Robertson's role in reshaping the definition of a modern left-back, influencing the high-up positioning and attacking runs seen in Liverpool's fullback structure. Van Dijk also acknowledged Robertson's leadership qualities within the dressing room, citing his example and responsibility. For Mohamed Salah, Van Dijk focused on his incredible consistency and output. He lauded Salah's dedication to maintaining the highest standards, noting that his drive and commitment were key to his prolific goal and assist record. Van Dijk highlighted the dynamic interplay between Salah, Firmino, and Sadio, describing the moments of shared brilliance as enjoyable. The bond between the two was highlighted through shared experiences, including memorable moments like Robertson's high-profile performances and Salah's crucial goals. Van Dijk expressed that he will miss them deeply, not just as footballers, but as human beings who shared an intense journey through triumphs and challenges together. Looking to the future, Van Dijk believes Salah and Robertson will be remembered as legends of the club, primarily for inspiring the next generation of players. He concluded that their lasting impact lies in their ability to set a benchmark for excellence in their respective positions. Liverpool is urgently seeking a super-fast winger to address concerns about predictability and vulnerability in their attack under manager Arne Slot. The club has been pushing for increased pace up front, citing the decline in form from Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo. The prevailing football philosophy emphasizes that attackers, particularly fast wingers capable of rapid reactions and defensive pressing, are crucial for initiating both offensive and defensive structures. Despite previous attempts to secure attacking talent to counter low-block defenses, Slot has reportedly not been equipped with the necessary ingredients. Liverpool requires runners who can exploit space, possess pace to challenge defenses, and act as facilitators for forwards like Alexander Isak. Initial shortlist candidates, including Yan Diamond and Bradley Barcola, are seeing diminishing interest. Diamond appears content at RB Leipzig, while Barcola is the primary focus of interest from rivals like Arsenal, making his move less likely for Liverpool at this time. Consequently, Liverpool must look beyond mainstream options for an under-the-radar gem. The report singles out Bazoumana Toure as the ideal solution. Toure is highlighted as one of the fastest players in the Bundesliga, boasting a top speed exceeding 36 km/h. At just 20, he has demonstrated immense intensity, logging 763 sprints in the German top flight this season. Toure's statistical profile makes him a perfect fit. He possesses an excellent dribble completion rate, 69%, and strong ability to run down the touchline. Furthermore, he is a proven facilitator, averaging the fourth most assists in the Bundesliga and the second most crosses per 90 minutes. This capability to consistently create opportunities for strikers like Isak and Ekatike is precisely what Liverpool needs. At this age, Toure is viewed as highly moldable, positioning him as one of the best available winger options for the Reds. Jamie Carragher has stated he is not surprised by Mohamed Salah's recent comments directed at Liverpool manager Arne Slot, labeling the Egyptian's remarks as selfish ahead of Salah's final match of the season. Salah made the criticism on social media following Liverpool's 4-2 defeat to Aston Villa, calling for a return to the heavy metal football style associated with Jurgen Klopp's era. Salah further expressed frustration, claiming to have been sidelined by Slot before his departure for the Africa Cup of Nations. Carragher commented that he had anticipated such a statement, drawing parallels to previous instances where Salah has been criticized for his behavior. He emphasized that Liverpool needs to focus on the club's success, particularly in qualifying for the Champions League, rather than individual player concerns. Carragher argued that Slot must prioritize the club's best interests and play Salah if he is in the strongest side, suggesting that a manager should not be selfish. The expert suggested that Salah's comments placed him in an awkward position, potentially influencing the manager's decisions, especially given the current squad dynamics and the stakes for European competition. Carragher contrasted Salah's approach with that of Liverpool legends like Steven Gerrard and Kenny Dalglish, noting that those figures managed criticism privately, whereas Salah's public outburst was different. Gary Neville added that Salah's comments were telling, suggesting that Arne Slot would not welcome such behavior. Neville stressed that players of Salah's stature cannot be kept quiet if they have something to say. Salah's social media post was also a scathing assessment of the team's recent form, expressing pain over a recent defeat and demanding a return to Liverpool's identity as a dominant, attacking team. He asserted that adapting to the club's established style of play is non-negotiable, and that securing a Champions League spot is the absolute minimum requirement for the club. Journalist David Lynch has issued a scathing assessment of Liverpool midfielder Alexis Mac Allister, claiming the player has lost the necessary physicality to compete in the Premier League. Lynch suggested that Mac Allister's performance this season reflects broader issues plaguing the team. The criticism follows a period of underperformance for the Argentine midfielder, who was a key component of last year's title-winning squad. Gary Neville had previously voiced concerns last month, suggesting the 27-year-old was nearing the end of his peak. Speaking on the Media Matters podcast for Anfield Index, Lynch described Mac Allister's performance in a recent 4-2 defeat to Aston Villa as awful. Lynch stated that the player's decline in physicality has reached a point where he cannot effectively play in the Premier League, questioning the viability of expecting him to control the division's midfield. Lynch expressed strong reservations, stating, "I think he's completely gone, isn't he? The physicality in his game has just completely declined to a level where he cannot play Premier League football anymore. It's a failure for me if Mac Allister's still at the club next season." Mac Allister's season has been marked by inconsistency, with him missing or sitting out 9 of Liverpool's 113 Premier League games during his tenure at Anfield, accumulating over 10,866 minutes on the pitch since joining in June 2023. This period has also included significant international commitments, with Mac Allister playing 28 matches for Argentina in competitive fixtures. analysts have pointed to tactical shifts as contributing factors. Changes in the midfield structure, including the introduction of players like Wirtz and a shift to a 4-2-3-1 formation, have altered Mac Allister's role, which is not traditionally a box-to-box defensive midfield position. The debate also surfaced regarding squad decisions, specifically questioning why Mac Allister was not offered a new contract while other players received extensions. While acknowledging the player's extensive experience, some observers suggest that a squad overhaul, potentially involving signings like Lamine Camara, could alleviate pressure on Mac Allister, allowing him to operate in a more forward role and reduce the demands placed on his physical attributes. Despite the harsh critique, the report concludes by noting that the player remains effective for the Argentine national team.